There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone.
Welcome to SyFy Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the USA and SyFy channel. I'm Steve.
And I'm Sean, Fangirl S. And tonight we'll be discussing episode 6 of season 2 of The Purge. All right, so... yeah.
It's getting deep in here.
What? That was me. There's a lot of swearing. And I was like, all right, there's a lot of WTFs coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And by the end, it was like a really long, like, what the? Yeah. So before we jump into all that, why don't you hit us with some ratings news?
All right. Episode 6 brought in a 0.21 in adults 18 to 49 with 0.547 million viewers, making it the 37th overall cable show for the night. We actually got some live +7.
What?
Yeah. For episode 3, it tied for 15th in adults 18 to 49 total gain, going from 0.2 to 0.5 for an increase of 0.3, which made it 9th in adults 18 to 49 percentage gain, increasing by 150%.
That's good.
Yep, it was 15th in viewers percentage gain, going from 0.584 to 1.150 million viewers for an increase of 97%.
That's really good.
Yes, we like to double our numbers.
Yes, great. Oh my gosh. All right, let's jump in because seriously, this episode was... yeah.
Yeah. All right, episode 6, Happy Holidays. Marcus sinks into darkness. Esme's on the run, Ben returns home, and Ryan gets an unexpected visitor.
Yeah, we'll go.
Boy, we got an amazing opening.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, is that... I couldn't believe Dermot Mulroney. I was like, he's in this? Holy crap. And then I'm wondering, is this supposed to be the voice that we heard, or is this something different?
No, this is the voice we've been hearing.
Was he... like, did they give credit for season 1?
I didn't look, but it sure sounded like the same voice.
Well, while we're discussing, you know what that means. Fire up the Google machine.
So we find out we're 117 days until the next annual purge.
This is really moving along a lot quicker than I expected.
Right, yeah. We jumped 17 days in a week. And we get to see the Bobby Sheridan show, which, of course, we hear Ben listening to and our bad guy from season 1. But this time we have Bobby and Sydney Rivera and guest Lena Dash. And
by the way, yes, because he's credited with 10 episodes, a bunch from the first season, and then this. It's like, what?
Yeah. So Bobby's show is set to evoke hatred, whether or not one is pro-purge or anti-purge. And they mention the fact that 3 deaths have occurred.
Which surprised me.
Right.
And they even hint at the farmer, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
And could there be a cover-up? And you kind of go, what?
I was surprised at that.
Right. But no, they turn it around and suggest that there needs to be a biannual purge. The more purging, the better.
Or even more purging than just biannually.
Yeah.
What? Isn't that just murder every day?
Yeah. So, of course, Sydney does not agree with that. And Lena makes a threat towards Sydney's life. And, of course, that doesn't set too well with her.
No, she looked like really freaked out.
Yes. Because they were picking on her like, oh, you've really never had to deal with the purge. You're so nice and safe in your locked compound. And then we find out that there's a purge meter.
Right, because when they go to commercial, she's like, did you just call for a purge on me?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, this is your first time. Oh, hey, look at this. You're barely even a blip. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, she got...
Like 200.
What was it? Yeah, no, it was about 2,000. And
I
Lena...
thought it was only in the hundreds, so...
No, it was like 2,000, but Lena had already went well over 1 million.
Like, what? He's like, yeah, you're nobody in the U.S. if somebody doesn't want to purge you.
Right. You go, oh,
I'd rather
no.
be a nobody, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, I guess your purge meter would be a way to let you know how much security and protection you need to protect.
Right, because there are some nutbags.
Right.
And there was just a lot of surprises. So that surprised me. And they're not even actual characters.
No.
Like really in the show.
So we check in on Ryan and crew, who seem to be getting a new game plan because they're meeting with their former boss bitch in charge. And she basically decides that she's got a whole lot more better ideas than Ryan's plan.
Oh, I was so angry.
Right. Her idea is that they provide the private security surrounding the plane that evening, and it ends up cutting their take home in half, as instead of 4, there's now 8. And there's no guarantee that the bitch and her guys won't turn around and kill him and take all of the money.
Right.
But if they don't agree to her plan, well, she'll just turn them in and they can go to jail.
I'm like, tell me they're going to take her out. Like, okay,
Yeah.
You're providing the security. Great. We get in there, we get the money, and then we take you out because we're done with you.
Right. And I'm sure that we will see that plan being discussed, at least.
I hope so.
May not happen, but I bet you we'll see Ryan and the others discuss it.
You're like, can we knock her, like, totally out of the ball game? That would be great, because I can't stand them.
Yes. She plays a bad person so well. And we go to check in on Esme, who is about to be public enemy number 1, as she's still attempting to discover what happened to Olivia Hughes, as she is scoping out the area near Olivia's home and trying to stay out of line of sight of the cameras. Now, a ball cap isn't much of a disguise, but
it is in Marvel movies.
Yeah. Not too much in Purge of America.
And can I say I was surprised with some of what was happening?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, and I know we're going to get to that, but the fact that she had the map that had the dead zones, so she was trying to find her way through there, which wasn't always completely dead, because we've seen some of the cameras were changed.
Right.
But I'm like, all right, so she was smart enough to bring that with and have that on her.
Right.
But just the way this kind of played out, I was like, what is going on? It was so crazy.
Right.
Sorry, went off track.
Well, we see her former boss back in the operations center, and he's telling everybody that, yeah, they have to find her.
Like she's public enemy number 1 or something.
Right. She's committed treason. And so you see everybody go running through the cameras. And at one point, her young coworker sees her, but doesn't react and is able to run the camera back so it doesn't pop up on her screen.
Which really surprised me because she seemed super, like, NFFA gung-ho kind of thing.
And not as much as Esme was at the beginning, but yeah, it was curious to see that she was trying to protect Esme.
Yeah.
Because she ends up catching her again on a cell phone feed that they get access to all the cell phones, and you go, holy shit, this isn't good.
Right. But she was about to, like, ditch that one, too.
Right.
But the boss seen it. She's like, oh, yeah, got it.
And they are just sending all kinds of people after her. But she calls Darren and thinking that she has a lead because some dash cams could have seen Olivia or what happened to her. Well, of course, Darren insists that they shouldn't talk about this over the phone and they need to meet in person. So when they meet up, Darren is more than uncomfortable.
I thought he was like pulling her close to kiss her. What is he doing?
No, you could tell he was just nervous as hell. So, yeah.
Yeah, it just was weird. That's why I'm like, what?
Yeah. As soon as I saw him, I said, the NFFA's gotten to him. And sure enough, he pulls his jacket open to reveal the wire on him. And he basically hands her a wad of cash. And they go their separate ways.
But he makes sure that he's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep investigating? No, I'm going to get out of town. Why would you say that when he showed you? I just feel like that was weird.
Well, I think that she was trying to throw the NFFA off by, let's cover all the exits out of town. And she doesn't even try to get out of town.
Like they're going to look for airports and buses.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, of course, after a couple of really close calls with the NFFA agents that are after her, she finally makes her way to Ryan's hideout.
Yeah. Looking panicked, being like, NFFA, open up, got questions, come on, open up.
Routine sweep.
Right. Maybe just tell him up front, dude, I need your help.
Right. And of course, Ryan, being the nice guy he is, finally lets her in before she gets completely caught. But of course, there are some NFF agents at the door, and he once again does the right thing and hides her as he allows them in to search the place. At a nice little hidden cubby there under the stairways upstairs.
Yeah, it's kind of like right there in the open.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know, maybe he'd have done better hiding her in the heavy bag,
Right. So after the agents leave, he lets her out and handcuffs her and insists that she tells him the truth. And Esme admits to him that she is going after the NFFA and she didn't know what else to do when she was being gone after and wasn't her plan A. Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, I was trying to not get all screwed up here.
Yeah. She thinks Ryan is a good person and he cares about people and wants to do right by them. So that's why she came to him for help.
And I love he's like, how did you find me? Oh, you have a lot of habits. And he's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. If you only knew, Ryan. Now, in exchange for protecting her, he asked for her assistance as well, because there are things that she knows. And while the NFFA issued the alert on Esme making her public enemy number one, and Ryan brings Sarah and Doug to his hangout, introducing them to Esme, the newest member of their team. I'm not sure that's going to work out real well.
Why is she a member? Because she knows NFFA stuff, I guess?
Right. And procedures and what they would be doing in this situation or that situation. She probably knows the dead zones better than even Tommy did. So she could be useful to them, and hopefully it'll give her a place to stay hidden for a while. I don't think she's going to get out and about to try to find dash cams that might have information on what happened to Olivia on them, but
it's just,
you never know. I guess she could put his bike helmet on and take his bike for a ride. That would at least cover her face.
True. And
they do have those glasses that blocked out the cameras. So yeah, she might be able to do something after all. So we go check in on Marcus, who gains and loses his control. And have to tell you that I'm not thinking Marcus and Michelle are going to survive this. He just cannot get past the fact that she cheated on him. And it doesn't help that Marcus used Michelle's phone to text Sam to invite him over.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. think that's pretty close to being right up there what Michelle did there, Marcus. You don't mess with somebody's phone. Not these days. So, of course, there's...
It's like, okay, how do I say this? It's like, all right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It gets way weirder. Now, of course, there's a ring at the door. And as Michelle goes to get it, Marcus gets the gun out of their safe. And Sam and his wife have come over. And does it still feel like Michelle has more to do with this than we know yet?
Okay, with what we've seen, I was like, his wife's there? Oh my God, is this not just she had an affair with Sam?
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Now, of course, Sam's wife lets them know that Sam told her everything.
Yeah, after, Michelle puts out a nice cheese and fruit spread for them to discuss, purge hits, I guess.
Right. Well, they're just thinking, oh, well, we're just coming to set the story straight. April's saying they're going to counseling and have worked everything out and all this good stuff. Until Marcus says, well, I'm still not sure Sam told you everything. Has he told you this? And he shows her the bounty on his head as Sam swears he is not the one who placed the ad out. Yeah. Well, I guess it's possible he didn't.
Well,
it could have been Michelle.
That's true. That's what I was thinking too for a minute. And then I'm like, no, this guy seems too much like a douchebag.
Right. Because, of course, we do find out that, during some pillow talk, Michelle made the joke about, well, if you don't like Marcus, why don't you put a purge hit out on him? And just laughing it off as that was just a joke. And
yeah.
She's lucky she didn't get shot right then and there.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Because Marcus got pissed real quick.
Right. And Michelle's like, what? What is this? So at that point, I'm like, okay, so Michelle really doesn't know anything. And I'm like, or not Michelle.
April.
Thank you. I'm like, crap, the wife. Brain fart. That she doesn't know anything, but the wife, yeah, she was just like, you said it was nothing. It was over, blah, blah, blah. And Michelle looks genuinely freaked out, probably knowing that Marcus is like on the verge.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, no. That was not serious.
Right. Because it gets serious.
Right.
After a little duct taping the mouth, they basically just about French fry Sam's face off.
And the fact
oven.
that Michelle jumped up, she's like, all right, I'm going to turn this on. You don't want to listen? Okay. Oh, what? And
she's trying to save her bacon,
right,
I think.
Right. And I think at that point, the wife probably would have been like, you know what? Let me go. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, you would think. And if there was something else going on, little wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and off the two women would go.
Do your thing, yeah.
So Marcus demands Sam take the bounty down, and he does explain that if he does not, or he tells anyone about the night, he is coming after his whole family. And not only his wife, but anybody related to you.
And so I guess we're both going out.
Right. So Sam agrees to it. He punches a little bit into the phone and hands it back to Marcus. And only $10,000 of the listing has gone down.
And of course, this is when I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because he's like, I wasn't the only one. Look around. Right. And they walk off. And I'm like, okay, it's not just bad that she had an affair with this guy. He lives across the street. And of course, like when they pull back and you see all the neighbors, they're all looking at Marcus and Michelle very strangely.
Right.
And so they're like, it's all of them. Now, it could very well be all of them because we've seen the neighbors across the street, the other neighbors across the street, I should say, just shooting people like crazy. Like, oh, there's a car coming. Let's light them up.
Right. And the family that all had masks on.
Right. Like, all this weird stuff happened. And it's like, okay, maybe they resent them because he's a doctor and she's, I don't know, an interior designer, or because they're in a nicer neighborhood and...
Right. Yeah, they are in New Orleans. So, yeah, there still could be some white supremacists in the area.
Right. And just like the fact that they didn't purge at all. You know, they could resent them for that.
Right.
It's like, it could be anything. And the fact that we're seeing this, like, I was at the end like, oh my God, are you serious? And I'm like, wait, maybe they're just doing this to screw with all of us, though.
Right. It's really Michelle that put up the rest of the money.
I was honestly thinking it was his ex-wife.
Right.
And so I don't know where.
But if she works at a school, it'd be hard for her to put up that kind of money. But
I'm like, what are we going to, what kind of insurance does she have on him or something?
Right. So, yeah, this is going to get really interesting here, I think.
We're getting like an M. Night Shyamalan twist. Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah, I think so. We could very well. Now, of course, if Darren comes to Marcus and lets him know what happened to him, that may be able to be a way to pull Marcus into the Ryan and Esme group. Now, Ben, he's just a lost cause.
Oh my God, this kid.
Yeah, because of course, after finding Andy dead in the elevator, we have detectives all over the frickin' campus, and 2 are trying to get Ben to confess to Andy's murder. And his story isn't changing. He says he was writing a paper and fell asleep.
Right, they're like, writing a paper alone? Okay, first of all, when you're writing a paper, how many people are in there with you?
None. You got to get it done.
Right?
But they know that he is hiding something. Now, of course, Ben finally tells them that he smokes some weed and he's not old enough to buy it. So it's a level Y offense and he could get expelled for it.
I was surprised he picked that up so soon. So quick, I should say.
Yeah, I came up with that story as quick as, well, but we've seen him and Kellen smoke, so it's not that big of a leap. But yeah, you would think being under the pressure of having 2 detectives there telling you that you're hiding something, yeah, to come up with that's being pretty damn cool under pressure.
Right.
Now, of course, as he leaves, he tells them that he hopes they catch the guy because he was his friend and he's so distraught. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
He poured it on a little too thick there. But as soon as he leaves, his friend that abandoned him runs into him where they see the TV talking about the campus killer and 2 murders on the same campus, not on Purge night. And we see security video of Ben in the mask and the hoodie going after that girl from Remembrance Day.
And I'm like, oh, wow, they did have cameras, so they seen some of it.
Right. He would definitely have to be suspect number 1.
Right.
Now, of course, the guy tells him that if he needs anything, let him know. And they talk about everything going on for a moment. Ben tells him that he's going upstate with Kellen.
But apparently, they're searching everywhere on campus.
Right. All the whole buildings. And he's got to get everything that could identify him as the killer. So he's up in his room, cuts a hole in the suitcase to hide the evidence.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good hiding place. That's just what I'm saying.
No, because Kellen questions him as to why he locked the door. And he basically gives her the song and dance about the campus killer and tells Kellen he will keep her safe. I'm thinking he's going to eat those words before this is over with.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking he's like, okay, I'll keep you safe because I'm not coming after you.
Yeah, could be. So we see them going back to Ben's home for the holidays, where Kellen is introduced to Ben's brother Logan, a fine, upstanding young man.
Oh my God. Seriously, that guy. I'm like, all right, I'm going to come purge you.
Yeah, he was the major pain in the ass big brother type, who of course brings up the campus killer during dinner, and he might not make it through this holiday.
Yeah, that I believe.
Yeah, because of course Ben blows up and has to kind of cover it up that it's just causing him so much stress.
See, I think he could have gotten around that too by saying, you know what? I was almost purged this year.
Right.
Something like that. And then that probably would have taken him aback and been like, oh shit, okay, maybe I'll stop for a minute.
Yeah, maybe I crossed the line there.
Right. Pain in the ass.
Yes, he was. Now, of course, we see Kellen has already called it a night, and Ben gets out of bed and goes to his suitcase. He grabs all the evidence and sneaks out of the room, goes outside, digs a hole so he can burn all the evidence.
And they make their way into one of the factories, and they're going to blow it all to hell, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's the plan.
But as they're trying to get everything sorted, and they're, gearing up, all of a sudden, Dad thinks it's the best time to just blurt out to Dutch, I love you.
Yeah.
It's like, talk about word vomit. I mean, the way that... Yeah, that was really romantic, Dad. And she's like, what? And he's like, good luck. It's like, thumbs up. What? Dude, that was horrible.
Yep. But he didn't want Dutch to not know it. If anything went pear-shaped, which everything does. Yes,
though.
It was. Which is Dad.
It is. I don't know why I was surprised, but...
Yeah.
And then, like, that awkward, embarrassed smile thing that he does. Like, ah!
Dutch looks at him. Dad, this is not the right time.
He's like, no. Of course, yeah. Let's go do this. Let's go blow shit up. So, of course, they make it down there, and, well, they're blowing shit up.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, and we're going to plant this bomb because it's a failsafe, right? Or they think so. Because suddenly, as they walk away, what do we see? Klein, who just kind of waltzes in, picks up the bomb, says, that's my girl, and then shatters it.
Right.
What the...
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, do you want these little weird things running around and taking over everybody? And the lady being in charge? Maybe that's not the thing, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But then we get a little bit of a twist. Because...
just a little.
That was the plan all along. What?
They outsmarted Klein.
I wanted to see what side he was on. And unless he's playing the longest con known to man, yeah, they know.
Yeah.
Because, guess what? Garrett was a plant. And we knew he'd get found out because he sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically all but said that, right?
Right.
Oh, and of course, upon pain of death, Klein tells them the vaccine in the vapor was meant not for the people of Old Town.
No.
It was to inoculate the hatchlings because the people are the food. Seriously, Klein?
Yeah.
WTF is... What?
Yeah.
What? And Klein's like, we should all go to Crush because, we'll be safe there. It's fine.
Yeah.
I thought Dutch was going to kill him. She knocked him out before he could finish that sentence, but I thought he was a dead man. And, well, he's kind of dead man walking, I guess.
Yeah.
So we get our team back to the ship. And the missiles that were coming in to destroy the facility... or facilities, well, we need them to kill the hatchlings. So the only way we can do that is reroute the signal and take out all of Old Town. It's the last hope to save Westerly because Old Town was the first.
Yep.
So they saved as many people as they could, brought them up on the Supermax, and of course, they're helping them get past the mind control agent by giving them, like, decontamination